Tonight we're going to talk about Magilat Ruth, the secrets behind it. Besides the point to show you what does it mean to be determined, when she wanted to join Israel, nothing stood in her way. Well, the things that Naomi told her, it was very hard to accept. She wanted to try her, she wanted to give her a cold feet so she should go back home. But she didn't go back home. Now, why a daughter of a king used to luxury life will go now with the mother-in-law to Eretz Israel, a place that she don't know Bichlal, and to get all the humiliation that you can possibly think about. They didn't want to accept her. They said that her conversion was no good. Why? Because she coming from a nation that the Torah says you cannot convert these people. Everybody else, yes. Them, no. Why? Because they don't have Akarat Tov. They don't know what Akarat Tov means. A person like that cannot join Am Israel. So where are you going? In the place that you're not going to be accepted? And you're living a life of poverty? This is the question on her. Let's go to Naomi. Boaz was the brother of her husband. She was the sister-in-law of Boaz. And Boaz was the richest person then in Am Israel. And he was the chief in charge. Why do you let your sister-in-law to starve? She has to go to you, to your field, and to collect with the poor people. Aren't you ashamed? Where is the chesed? What happened to the Jewish people? How they let Naomi suffer so much? Where was Boaz? And Boaz was a tzaddik. He was 400 years old. Boaz was 400 years old. So, where is the chesed shel Am Yisrael? Where is it? So now, did you see once a picture, but it's not a picture with the paint. There is a piece of cloth with holes and with a strings, threads, a red one, a yellow one, a blue one, you can make all kinds of shapes, faces, and then you put it in a frame, and it's like a picture. Did you see it once? Yeah?
Tapestry.
Tapestry, okay. Thank you for letting me know, because I was asking anybody, nobody know what this means. Tapestry.
I mentioned it a few weeks ago that the Lubavitcher Rebbe said in the back, it's all tied up with threads. You don't know what it is, but you go around to the front of it and you see the picture, but in the back it's scraps.
Beautiful.
And that the Jewish nation is like a tapestry.
Exactly. We see the Mishka bubble.
Thank you, Deborah. That's so beautiful. Excuse me, Rab.
Yeah. So now the Megillah Ruth, when you look at it, is a Mishka bubble. You don't understand anything. Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. And from there, the Mashiach is coming. So that's why we have so many questions, so many wonders. We don't have the ability to understand what Hashem is doing. Hashem says, you see the opposite side of the tapestry. Turn it. When you know how to turn it around, then you'll see. And this is what the Kabbalah is all about. The Mekubalim, they take things which is, from the opposite, and they want to show you exactly that's the picture. Megillat Ruth. Today we're going to go on the way of Ari Kadosh, and let's see what he has to say, how he takes the picture that we don't see, and you turn it, and the whole picture is right in front of you, clear. So, what giving us so much doubt? Why do we have so much questions about emunah? Right? Everything that happens, we say, why Hashem doing all this? What does he have to gain from all this? It doesn't make sense. That's why we call our Belashon HaKodesh, the world, how do we call it? A world in Hebrew. No?
Olam.
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 Olam be'ain, right? Why Olam? Why Olam? What's the shorish?
העלם, נעלם.
Ne'elam, right? That's why a teenager, we call him Elem. Why Elem? Still, all the koach that he had inside, we don't see it. It's Ne'elam. Ne'elam means hidden. That's why we call our world Olam. So let's see what's going to happen over here. The question is, why Hashem doing it? Why He wants us to live in a world that is, everything is hidden. That's what keeping us with a free choice. Because we don't know, so now we have a free choice to go to the right way or to go left. Because if I'm going to show you everything, so you have no choice anymore. You know this is good and this is bad. You're losing the free choice. Hashem wants a free choice. So now, when we're looking at Magilat Ruth, we have to understand there is a plan. Hashem has a plan that a lot hidden behind it, and soon we'll see what is hiding behind all this. Amazing, amazing. How the Megillah starts. It starts that Elimelech, right? Elimelech, what kind of name is this? What's the meaning of Elimelech? Anybody?
God is the king. Eli Melech.
Melech means king. What does Eli mean?
He was very rich guy.
We know that. What
Eli
does
means
it
my
mean?
God.
Ma,
Eli
Thank
means
you.
my God.
Thank you.
Ole. So Eli, my God, is the Melech. Okay? Now, this is not the interpretation of this name. What's the name? Eli, my God, appointed me to be a king. Eli, Melech. He said that I am going to be the king over here. Now, this name has a different meaning if you take the letters and you change them a little bit. Same letters though. Lo imloch. You will not be a king. Meaning, even in your name, you have a free choice. Either to be a king, either not to be a king. Almost every name is like that. You have the positive and you have the negative. Another one? Okay. How about Meir? What's the meaning of Meir?
Light.
Light. Mayor.
Meir, meaning he is lighting the dark. He gives light. Rabbi Meir used to open people's eyes. But take this word, Meir, change the order of the letters a little bit. What are you going to get? Ramai. What is Ramai?
Trickery, liar?
Yes. The same name that can brighten your eyes, the same name can darken your eyes with his lies. So even in the names, you see positive and negative. Elimelech decided to take the negative, not to be a king, and he runs away. The captain leaving the ship without the captain. The captain running away. How can it be? What's the matter with him? And don't think that Elimelech was Am Haaretz. Elimelech was big Talmid Chacham, huge. Where are you going? How can you leave him like that? And Elimelech was from the tribe of Yehuda. And he had another two brothers. One of them his name was Tov. That's his name. And the little one was Boaz. 3 brothers from the tribe of Yehuda. Where did he go? Where he decided to go?
To Moab?
To the worst place on earth. The worst. You cannot have worse than this. It was the source of pritzut, modesty, and things that they did disgusting. I cannot even say it over here. How Elimelech with the beard, with the perla, what are you doing there? What's on your mind? And we see right away Hashem says, we'll punish you. Tach, he passed away. Now she left with 2 boys, Machlon and Chilion, whom they married.
The sisters, Rose and Orpah, right?
2 shiksas. Could you imagine the sons of Elimelech that was in the highest position then? His kids marry not 1, 2 shiksas. Could you imagine how much embarrassment Boaz had? His brother left with all his money, and yet he heard that the brother passed away, and his 2 nephews of his married 2 shiksas. Does he have a face to go outside? Did you think about this? Huh? How Boaz should feel?
Sorry, who ran away with money? Who?
Elimelech.
Okay, thank you.
So now the two boys also died. Who is left?
Naomi with the two daughter-in-laws.
So she decided to go back. Naomi could have said, after the Holocaust, many of the Jews, they said, we don't have koach now to go to different place. We'll stay in Europe and we will die here, Imagine Naomi will decide to stay over there. We will not have the Mashiach today. Thank God that she decided to go back. She understood the mistake and she's going back. But now here comes a question. Let's see how good you are. Here is the verse, and I will translate. Batashov Naomi, and Naomi returned. Verut Amar.
Are you responsible? So I'm going to give it to Jonathan.
Verut Amravia.
Should I try to give it?
Can you please mute?
I mute them already. Verut Amravia. Her daughter-in-law, Kalata, with her, that returning to Eretz Israel from Moab. Do you hear what I'm saying? That Ruth also returning to Eretz Israel. She was never there. Ruth was never there. Why the verse is saying Ruth returning to Eretz Israel? She is not. She is a new immigrant. She was never there. So if you know how to learn, right away to make a circle around, this one needs to dive in. What's going on over here? How come the verse is saying that Ruth is returning also to Eretz Israel? She was never there. So now, listen to the plan now. Naomi coming at nighttime with Ruth, hoping nobody will see her. And all of a sudden she sees a sea of people. What happened? The wife of Boaz passed away. And they going to the cemetery to bury her at nighttime. And whom do they see coming from out of town? Naomi and Ruth. Everybody was there. And everybody said, is this Naomi? What happened to the mink coat? Where is the Lamborghini? What happened? So she said, don't call me Naomi. Call me bitter. Because Hashem made my life miserable, and I know why. I came out of here full with money, fame, everything what you want, and I'm coming back empty as a beggar, don't have even food to eat. And every Jew, when he hears something like that, his heart will break. He say, come, we're going to help you. We're going to send you food and everything else. Nobody. It's something unheard of. Another thing we have to see. I'm just now putting the points, and then we have to sew it, and it's going to be one beautiful picture. When Boaz took Ruth as a wife, he was 400 years old, she was maybe 40 years old. 360 years different. Could you believe this? He was older than her 360 years.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow.
Wow is right. Now listen to the verse. Very interesting. Everybody blessed. And the blessing was Hashem will bless the woman that coming to your house now. Kerachel ukelea. She should be like Rachel and Leah, that both of them build a Beit Israel. They build homes. V'hi betcha, and your house, Boaz, should be like Peretz. Who was Peretz? Who knows who was Peretz? You don't know?
Yehuda and Tamar's son.
Oh, very good. When Yehuda had relation with his daughter-in-law, she got pregnant with twins. And one of the name was Peretz. Why they have to remind him of Peretz? Now, what Peretz is doing, it was years ago. Take your pen, make a circle, why Peretz is here. Asher ילדה תמר ליהודה. And they telling him that your house should be like the house of Peretz, that Tamar gave birth to Yehuda. What is such a kavod to remind that Peretz came from such a relationship. So we have to know there is a cheshbon for Shamayim, Hashem has a plan. And it's a beautiful plan that Boaz and Ruth, they have to fix few things in order for the Mashiach to continue. Now, let's go now. Let's try to sew everything together. Ruth, she came back. Ruth coming from where?
Moab.
Moab. Who was Moab?
Lot's daughter?
Lot's son from his daughter.
Ah,
Yeah? Yes? Lot, his daughter gave birth from the Abba, and she called them Me'av. Moab, Maze Moab, Me'av, is from my father. Who was Moab's grandmother? The wife of Lot. Yes?
yeah. She turned into a pillar of salt.
Yes. Anti-chesed, anti. So Ruth is coming from a place, Bar Minan. Bar Minan. From a relationship between Abba and his daughter, and Lot that left Abraham and went to Sodom, the worst place on earth. And the grandmother of her, anti-chesed, she was a Sodomite. She was born in Sodom. Lot was a tzaddik. Huh?
Guess it depends.
Not at all.
But wasn't he into chesed?
He
Rob?
was saved only because of Abraham's zechuyot.
Oh.
So where Ruth got this koach shel chesed to go marry an old man and not to leave her mother-in-law alone. That's באמת big chesed. She said, my mother-in-law, she is already old. She is alone, devastated. I'm not going to leave her. What a chesed. And she went with her all the way, listening to what she's saying. Where did you get this koach? You coming from a place totally opposite. Selfish people. She's coming from Lot. Lot, the only thing that he got from Abraham is Midat HaChesed. So this she got from Lot. So now, here we go. Why Elimelech went to Sodom? Why? To Moab? Why? Because in every other country, if he will run away, people will look at him and they're going to boo to him. They say, how did you leave the ship to sink and you got all the money and you ran away? Shame on you. But in Moab, oh, they accepted him with open arms. Welcome to the club of the selfish people. Join in. So now, when was the first time that you see two people separating from each other? When a husband married his wife, the Torah says, Al ken ya'azov ish et aviv ve'et imo. You have to leave your parents and go build your own nest.
Avram and Sarah? Rav?
No. When Hashem said to Adam and Chava, Al ken ya'azov ish et aviv ve'et imo ve'davak b'ishto. The parents, you have to live, not to separate. Where would you see first time in the Torah that one saying to another one, I want you to separate from me?
Oh, Ruth with, I'm sorry, Naomi with
In the Torah.
Avram and Lot.
Yes. Avraham Avinu told Lot, and this is not the style of Abraham, right? היפרד נא מעליי. I want to disconnect from you totally. If you go left, I'll go right. If you want to go right, I'll go left. Totally separation. I don't want nothing to do with you. Why? Because where did Lot wind up? Where did he go?
Sodom.
So now Ruth has a business to do. What she is doing? Elimelech, when he went to Moab, he took the chesed away with him. He taught everybody to be selfish. The captain of the ship ran away, meaning he's selfish. He doesn't care for you. Who have now to fix it? Who went to Sodom?
Abraham.
Who went to Sodom?
Naomi.
Who went to Sodom?
Oh, she's
Abraham.
on Lot.
Lot. Lot went to Sodom. Now Ruth have to make a tikkun. She is returning the chesed to Eretz Israel now. She took the chesed that she had, and she is also returning to Eretz Israel. Why? Because Lot, where was he? He was in Eretz Israel, Lot, yes? And Elimelech brought the selfishness now back to Moab. And Ruth says, no, I have to bring it back. And she took the chesed and brought it back with Naomi to Eretz Israel. So she made the tikkun for Lot that decided to leave Avraham Avinu and to go to a terrible place. And you can see that the Jewish people in the time of Boaz, they didn't do chesed with nobody. Meaning when Elimelech went down to Moab, he taught everybody be selfish. And people adopted it. And that's why nobody helped Naomi. Nobody want to give even a piece of bread. That was Am Israel then. Who had to teach everybody chesed? Ruth. She did chesed with Naomi. She went to the field. She collected the food. She took all the embarrassment and she brought the food home, right? To teach everybody what does it mean to do chesed. That's why Boaz asked, who is this girl? Who is this girl? Because everybody got used to not to do any chesed. That was Am Israel then. So nobody cared for Naomi. Everybody said she deserved it. That's not the attitude of Am Israel. That's not the attitude. But that's what the attitude in the time of Boaz. So Ruth came from the back door to teach us, Am Israel, what chesed means. She brought the chesed back with her. So now, Ruth was a convert.
Yes.
Why a person will come to convert?
Is it because they see the truth, Rob?
From where they have this koach. We struggling, yes? They have to leave the parents, the sisters, the brothers, everything. They want to join Am Israel. Doesn't make any sense. You know, every time that I see a giyur, and I see a convert, אבל באמת a convert, what's on your mind? And the Gemara says, the Gemara בפסחים, the Gemara is saying as follows, listen carefully now. Hashem sent us to exile for a reason. Why? Hashem wanted the converts to join Am Israel. Meaning Hashem wanted new souls to join Am Israel. And another Gemara said what? The Kiddushin, the Gerim are very difficult for us. Why? If they difficult, why Hashem want them to join in? Because Hashem says, I want you to look at them, look how sincere they are. They're not looking to cut any corner. For them, black is black, white is white. They don't know all the kunzim that we know, right? Did you see once a convert? Huh? They don't know. They don't have it. So listen, one from the Baalei Tosafot, the Tosafot that on the side of the Gemara, we're talking 800 years ago, 850 years ago, one of them was a ger, one of them was a convert. And that's what he said. He said, we're not looking for easy way out. Whatever is written, that's what we're doing. So if the Gerim are good for us and not good for us, why Hashem sent us to exile in order to bring all the Gerim? Why do we need them for? What happened when Adam Arishon ate from the tree that Hashem told them not to eat? What happened to the world?
It brought death to the world.
The world became mixed up. The good got mixed with the bad. Until then, the good was here, the bad was here. You know exactly what to choose. That's why it says, Etz Hadat Tov Vera, meaning the good and the bad got mixed up like scrambled eggs, and we don't know anymore what is good and what is bad. And that's why you see thorns, they go up next to flowers. Every food has what? Part that you have to throw to the garbage. Everything is good and bad. Every person, don't we have good? And as I say always, we have a good side and we have a bad side? No?
Yes, Rav, you do say that.
Okay. That's called, this is from the sin of Adam Arishon. So not only in the world of material, in Olam HaNeshamot, also many Neshamot got mixed up. Part went to Esav. Our Neshamot went to Esav, and Esav Neshamot came to us, the Erev Rav. So let's go back to Yitzchak. Yitzchak said, I smell something very good from my son. He said, Vayarach et reach begadav. He smelled his clothing. Yitzchak smelled a neshama. Which one? Rabbi Akiva. Esav stole the neshama of Rabbi Akiva. And Rabbi Akiva coming from where? From converts. So along the history, Hashem had a mission we have to bring this neshama back to Am Israel. And Rabbi Akiva came back to Am Israel. Now there is all the people who is going and the intermarriages, they not belong to us. These are the neshamot that were by Esav, and they came to us. Now they're going back where they belong. So the bad neshamot goes to the goyim, and the good neshamot from the goyim coming back to us. Meaning Hashem now making the separation. That's why we're here in exile. And that's what we have to continue doing. So, Ruth and Boaz, what did they do? Ruth was a soul that she used to belong to Am Israel. And that's why I said she is returning back to Eretz Israel where she belongs. So, the Mashiach started from Lot and his two daughters. Continue with Yehuda and Tamar. And then he went on and on to Boaz and Ruth. Is the daughters of Lot, they did what they did, L'Shem Shamayim or not?
Yes, they thought no one else was left in the world.
Very good. Lot did it L'Shem Shamayim? No.
They made him drunk.
But Yehuda, he did it L'Shem Shamayim?
No.
And she, Tamar,
Yes.
She did. She did,
Yes.
definitely. She risked her life.
so now Boaz and Ruth have to fix all this. How? We'll see. Boaz had a mission to fix Lot and to fix Yehuda. What they did, he has to fix it up. Lot was a drunk, yes, and Yehuda was fooled by the angels of the desire that made him sin. Naomi knows that she was on the target. She knows tonight Boaz will be alone in the field. And now the Megillah will tell us what Boaz did in the field. Boaz was drinking. Why the Megillah have to tell me what was the menu? he ate, he drank. Why the Megillah have to tell me that? He has to fix what Lot did, yes?
Yes.
Lot, when he was drunk, he did something l'Shem Shamayim.
No.
No.
So how do you do
So the-
tshuva? The
By being
Rambam
put in the
says,
same situation, Rav?
same situation, yes. You drunk, a lady much younger than you coming to sleep next to you, and you're not gonna touch her. He got scared. Even though he was kacha with under the alcohol, he said, this is not Shem Shamayim. I'm not gonna do something for desire. I cannot do it. Now, where did he fall asleep? You don't know, right? Okay, so let me tell you. The Megillah said next to the arema. You know what arema means? A pile. Next to the pile, he slept on the floor. He was a little bit under the alcohol. Lot, when he was drinking, where was he?
He was in a cave?
Yeah. How do you say cave in Hebrew? Me'ara. Mem Ayin Resh Hey. How do you write arema? Ayin Resh Mem Hey. Me'ara ve'arema is the same letters. Did you get what I'm saying, or should I repeat again?
What is Ira?
Arema. Arema means pile.
Thank you.
Did you understand what I'm saying now? Or it's too much?
Yeah. No, it's very interesting, actually.
Lot was in the Me'ara. Mem Ayin Resh Hey. In the cave. Boaz fell asleep next to the Arema. Ayin Resh Mem Hey. Same letters. Different orders.
So Rav, was Boaz then the Gilgal of Lot?
It was not a Gilgul of him, but he came to fix exactly, probably had a sparkle from Lot. Yes.
So interesting.
But the same situation is with a lady alone under alcohol, not touching her. So the tikkun was where? By Boaz, next to the arema, next to the pile. And if you know how to read the Megillah, yeah, he says that Ruth came quietly. You should not hear that she is here. In Hebrew, we say, Vatavo, she came, Balat, Lamed, Aleph, Tet. It rings a bell?
Lot.
Yeah.
And it's written without Aleph. It's written Bet Lamet Tet. Vatavo Balat. Meaning if you take the dot and you put it as Cholam, so Vatavo Belot. He is Lot. Meaning Boaz have to fix up Lot. We have to fix now the neshama of the Mashiach that's going to come out of it. Boaz, when he saw that she is sleeping next to his feet, he told her, I cannot do anything with you. Tomorrow we're going to check. Because I have a brother older than me, his name is Tov. If he wants to take you, because he is next online, if he will not, I will do it. So now, after Lot is already out of the picture, now we have to fix Yehuda. What happened to Tamar?
She married two of Yehuda's sons.
She married the first one, he died.
Yeah, and the
Second one
he died.
died. At the end, who got her pregnant?
The father-in-law,
The
Yehuda.
third one, right?
Yeah.
The third one. Who was the one to take Ruth as a wife?
The third one, Boaz.
Third one also. Elimelech was out. The brother Tov says, I don't want to mess around with Safek if we allow to marry her or not. So she fell in the hands of Boaz against number 3.
But Rav, why did Naomi send her to Boaz? Why not to Lot? I'm sorry, not to Lot, to Tov. I'm sorry.
Because she knew that the tikkun will come from Boaz.
Oh,
Don't forget, Naomi had Ruach HaKodesh. She was not stam a woman. So why they bless her that your house should be the blessed Boaz? Your house should be like the house of Peretz, that Tamar gave birth to Yehuda. Don't forget, you have to be metaken now, what Yehuda did. Now you do it in a kosher way. You're going to marry her. B'chuppah v'kiddushin. So the tikkun, Yehuda also. So now, you know, when the Mashiach will come, don't be surprised. And don't tell me I didn't tell you. The Mashiach will come. He is coming with a babushka, with an old lady. Who is she?
Ruth?
Ruth.
Oh my gosh.
When the Mashiach will come, he is coming with an old lady next to him. Because she is the source. A convert. A convert, she will go hand to hand with the Mashiach and giving him instructions yet. She was zoche to see who?
King David.
And Shlomo HaMelech.
Oh,
HaMelech.
Shlomo.
Shlomo also. She whacked him.
Yeah.
She whacked him. Shlomo made a special chair next to him, and she sat there to see what is he doing. So it's Ruth, Oved, Ishai, David, and Shlomo.
Rav,
Yeah.
question then. When David was pushed out of the family by Yishai, how come Ruth wasn't involved?
Who?
When David was pushed away from the family by his father, like disowned, why didn't Ruth say anything? If she was alive at that point, she
Not allowed to say.
was allowed to? Oh, wow.
So now the Megillah saying to us that there are two ways that the Mashiach should come. Boaz saying to Ruth, Im igalech tov, igal. And we're saying, En tov el Torah. If Am Israel will do tshuva and we will learn, igal, Hashem will redeem us before time. ואם לא יגלך, אנוכי יגלך. מי זה אנוכי? Why he didn't say אני? Where did you find this word אנוכי? No?
Ten Commandments. אנוכי
Ten
השם
Commandments.
אלוקיך.
The first word is אנוכי השם אלוקיך. If the Torah will not bring the redemption, so Hashem has another date, and it's going to take much longer, and it's going to be a bitter one. How do we know? How? From the word Margelotav. Do you know what it means, Margelotav?
No.
Under his feet, meaning he lays there, and she behind his feet. That's called Margelotav. The Ari HaKadosh said, if you take this word and you divide it to two, is Mar. What Mar means?
Bitter?
Bitter.
Mar Galut. Exile.
Bitter exile.
The Galut will be bitter if we have to wait without Am Israel doing tshuva and learning Torah. So all the secret of the Mashiach, how he comes, through who he comes, very weird ways. He started with Lot. No Abraham, no Yitzchak, כלום. Lot. Going to Yehuda and Tamar. And the next stop is Boaz and Ruth. in a very weird way. Why all this? Because the Mashiach, when he comes, he have to know how to deal with the whole world. So you know what does it mean desire, what does it mean no chesed, and what chesed means and everything. Shem Shamayim, not Shem Shamayim, everything you will know. But the point that he have to be adapting is, look what a convert can do to Am Israel. Meaning she was belonged to Am Israel. She came back to us. She was captured by Esav. So the whole deal that Elimelech, Machlon, and Chilion, when they went down to Moab, it was Hashem's plan to bring Ruth back to Eretz Israel. But they wanted to run away. Hashem says, okay, you want to run away? I'm going to help you. But I have a job for you to do. So now, Shmaya and Avtalion מאנשי הכנסת הגדולה were two גרים. Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes came also from his descendants of Gerim. Onkelos. בעלי התוספות. Every girl that came back to Am Israel, big neshama, big. Ruth was the biggest of them all. A woman, a lady. Why the sister went back and she continued with Naomi? Why? And this is for us to understand. Orpah says, I sacrificed enough for the Torah. That's it. What do I have to gain now? I will stay with no wealth, no kids, no clue. Simple cheshbon, I'm going back home to my father, to the palace. At least I will marry a prince. At least I have a family. No? That's a cheshbon. Ruth, where are you going? To a place that maybe they're not going to accept you, Bechlal. And you're not going to have a family, no kids, no respect, in poverty. Where are you going? What's on your mind? If somebody will hear this, I think today, he'll say, take her to LIJ. She's not normal. Orpah said, I sacrificed enough for the Torah.
Excuse me, Harab. Why did Ruth's sister marry a Jew to begin with?
Because they were very important people.
Okay.
Rich also.
Right, but she had enough.
She had
Going back
Yeah.
to my people.
The husband passed away.
Yes, I know. Yes.
That's it. Come
Thank
on.
you.
Done. I tried, didn't go. But Ruth says, without the Torah, how can I live with her? And I don't feel that I'm a sacrifice. If I meet a person on the street, I tell them, how you doing? He said, oh, don't ask, I'm sacrificing too much. I said, what are you sacrificing? Every second I have to breathe. What a sacrifice, right? He said, you don't know how much I sacrifice. Every minute I have to breathe, every second. Shote, if you're not going to breathe, you will die. Orpah saw it as a sacrifice. Ruth saw it, this is our life. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו. That's why she was זוכה to be the Imam of the Mashiach. What an accomplishment, huh? Who can accomplish something like that? Tell me, who? That's it. So, there is so many things in the world that we don't know. Hashem has his own plans. We just have to accept it. And so, no question asked. No question asked.
Rav,
Yes.
question, just a little bit ahead. So is David Melech and Goliath, was there also Nishamot there that had to meet?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us who?
Two cousins.
Right, but where are the sparks coming from?
It was a war, a spiritual war.
Okay.
David, he came with the, you know what it came, huh?
Slingshot.
Rugatka, they saying, right? In
Like
Russian.
a slingshot. Yeah, with the kamush, with the rocks.
Come on. That's a different shiur, what we have to learn there. But our time is up, is very late already. So, in Hashem, I'll see you tomorrow night. And we're going to come back to what we started with after the break that we took. And we're going to continue
Is
to
it
talk
verbal?
about insensitivity, abuse, not able to control yourself. Okay, we're going to deal with this. Have a good night, everybody.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
Nice
you,
talking
Rabbi.
to you as
Thank you.
usual.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hashem.
Chodesh
Thank
Tov.
you. לילה טוב, חודש טוב ומבורך.
Chodesh
חודש טוב ומבורך.
Thank you.